I'm gonna have to check to see that this even works, cause I'm gonna be honest. Hold on.
Editing on phone. Evansville. Current location. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Control center. AirDrop. Switch button. Airplane mode. 31% battery power. Spectrum set LCF. 3 SOS only. Status bar. Cellular. No signal. Rectangle inset field and camera. Services in use. Camera. Power. Button. Add controls. Button. Add controls. Button. Power. Services in rectangle cellular. SOS only. Spectrum set LCF. 31% battery. Airplane mode. AirDrop. Switch button. Wi-Fi. Switch button. More controls. Button. Lock rotation. Switch button. Off. Double tap to toggle setting. Action
Okay.
table. Speech off.
Okay, so I left my camera stand at my fiance's in Evansville, so I don't even know if you guys can see or if this is even better. You know, I'm just gonna ask her. Hey, wow, well, I am so tired. Hey Siri, text Catherine.
12 notifications. Messages. Group. 23 minutes ago. Mitch. 5 messages.
Will
Speech off.
you please check my footage to let me know if this camera angle works like this? I have to turn my phone sideways to make it work with this stand and have it charge at the same time.
It says, will you please check my footage to let me know if this camera angle works like this? I have to turn my phone sideways to make it work with the stand and have it charged at the same time. Send it?
Yes.
Done.
End stream. You are live group. 0 viewers. Group. End stream. Button. End stream. But. Pages. Pages. 20. Body 24. Beginning. New line. Riker found himself pacing, and in all places he would choose, he chose Lannis Stall. Format. Move. Body new line.
So today, welcome back to another episode of Blind Proofing. Sorry, I was going to dive right in there. Yeah. Oh, I got to make it so you guys can even comment. So
Streamlabs desktop. Finder.
There.
Safari. Mail. Google Chrome. Chrome. 16. Audiobook anime. Secret Society System. The Life of Oldman. New tab. 16. New tool. 16. More actions. Button. 6 shorts. Selected. Tab. Group. Live. Tab. Playlists. Posts. Link. More actions. Link. More act. Link. More action. Link. To more. Link. Search. Button. Posts. Playlists. Live. Shorts. Select. Playlists. Tab. Live. Tab. Group. Live. Selected. Posts. Tab. Latest. Popular. Oldest. Left. More actions. Visited. Level 2. Link. Audiobook anime. Secret. Add to queue. Watch later. Top. More actions. Button. Level 2. Link. Editing live. Come chat with a fantasy writer.
Boom.
Group.
Okay,
You
so
are currently on a group.
now if you
To
guys
interact with
comment
items
on
in this
the
group,
live, on
press
the
Control.
actual YouTube page, it will actually read the comments out
Pages.
loud to me.
Pages. Body. Page 1 of 3. Edit text.
Yes. So, welcome back again, guys, to another episode of Blind Proofing. Thank everybody who has been buying the book. You guys are a godsend. I love that me and my editor's hard work is actually being cherished, so I really do appreciate that. You guys' reviews are coming in on Amazon. It means a lot to me, seriously. Also, anybody who has subscribed to the Patreon, you're also awesome. I'm gonna keep putting out those advanced chapters for you guys and getting those to you early. Yeah, we're just gonna keep moving and grooving. Seriously.
That kid could be 1V and can't see you.
Can't see me like the camera's not on at all, or can't see me like bad angle.
Insertion and end.
No response. Okay, all right. Yep.
Vertical splitter.
That kid could
Formatter.
be 1V
Group.
and good now.
Ah, good. Boom.
Google Chrome.
I'm just glad that that actually worked, because I
Chrome,
was going to be
Pages.
disappointed if I literally just left my camera stand and you know, it made it difficult to stream. That would have sucked. But Gotta just work through the issues,
Streamlabs
guys.
desktop. Finder. Safari. Mail. Speech of Google Chrome. Pages.
Yeah,
Pages.
So
24.
yeah, we are editing.
At kid could be 1VNLLT.
Oh Jesus. Love you too, darling.
At kid could be 1VN. Let's good story time.
Let's good story time. Okay. Looks good. Story time? Looks good story time? I don't know. I don't know what you were going for there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh my god, why'd I open this when I had that Coke in there? These are my emergency juices. Alright. 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 So yeah, I'm editing 24, chapter 24.
At kid could be 1VNLOL go.
Oh, okay.
A
Gotcha.
schedule. When
Yeah. Editing episode 24.
Body 24. A schedule. Selected. Speech muted.
So I'm going to go through this and just listen to it and see where I need to improve things and make changes as I go along. Swoosh boogie.
24? A schedule? Riker found himself pacing, and in all places he would choose, he chose Lana's stall. Or maybe there is even more to this lady, thought Riker, as Lana exited one building on the opposing side of the street catacorner from the Lynch Street blacksmith. Locked the door of the building she left, placed down a few boxes on the stall just beside the walkway he paced on, gave Riker a strange look, shrugged, and went to an entire other building, unlocked the door, and entered. Does she own them both, or what? Riker felt like a creep looking through the windows at the woman, so turned his eyes back to the blacksmith down the street and sighed. He came to the training yard. Will he eventually come here too? Riker didn't know where was sick.
Speech unmuted. Select bot to he was sub body page 20 bot new right new or the does new line. Does she own them both? New line. Header bot and enter n door the unlock building other entire n at paid entire other. R-E-A-T-O E-R-I-T-N-E space N P-E-T completely D-I-R-E-T different building. Locked the door of the building she left, placed down a few boxes on the stall just beside the walkway he paced on, gave Riker a strange look, shrugged, and went to a completely different building, unlocked the door, and entered. Built diff completely and page 1 in. Save. Speech muted.
From Lester. Maybe he could teach me how to wield a blade like Vaughn. Seeing how he's Vin's brother, I'm assuming the man could. He bit his lip. He'd thought that maybe Osiris would have taken action when Lester invaded the man's space, but something about the interaction was odd. Beyond just the fact that Lester practically smashed the man's forge along with me in a matter of seconds with whatever skill it is that he is using. Riker tried not to fixate, but eventually was snapped out of it by a concerned Lana, the woman appearing by her stall like a ghost. You know, kid, there are probably a million better places to pace angrily outside of. You're kind of messing up the lemonade stand vibes I'm trying to put off with your lurking, why not go somewhere with a view? Riker stopped and looked at her, frowning. Okay, lady, but let me ask you this first. How would you go about your day if you knew that no matter where you went, someone was going to pop up and try and stuff you into a bag? Is that a kidnapping, or are you of age now? You know for that to be an abduction. Riker frowned further. Abduction, I think. Oh, well then, damn it. You got me here. I have to ask more questions. Do you know if the person knows where you are going to be, or what? Riker thought a moment and shook his head. So far, I think it's probably just coincidence. Most of the places I go are places where and abduction for the most part is standard practice. So maybe that is the issue. But he doesn't seem to show up in some places until later in the day. Oh, does he show up at the same times every day? That would be good to know. Do you have his movements pathed out, or could he just pop up anywhere at any time? Riker stopped pacing and thought, his mind wondering if he could simply follow Lester around for a loop and map out the man's day, making sure to avoid the man at all times, every loop after. Does he have a schedule? The question hit Riker like the many training sword blows from Vaughn over the past few days. He needed to make his own, avoid Lester's schedule. I know when he pops up at the training yard, so why not just go there and leave before he is supposed to arrive, then head to Osiris's and slowly work my way in? He looked up at Lana and smiled. Thanks, lady. You're the best. I probably can't afford one of your crazy boxes yet, but one day I'm going to be back, and I will buy one of... He needed to make his own, avoid Lester's schedule. I know when he pops up at the training yard, so why not just go there and leave before he is supposed to arrive, then head to Osiris's and slowly work my way in? He looked up at Lana and smiled. Thanks, lady. You're the best. I probably can't afford one of your crazy boxes yet, but one day I'm going to be back, and I will buy one of those feasts for sure. Riker ran off, leaving Lana stunned. Her clientele was rather secretive, for such a child to know. Must be some noble's bastard. The woman turned and teleported to her door, raising a hand to unlock the simple door, leaving the keys dangling at her waist. Interesting. It was only as the boy had ran off that Lana was able to sense the aura resonating from his body. I wonder what he's faced to have such an aura. Riker strode up to Vaughn, a wooden sword in hand, holding out another handle first toward the young man. Vaughn had previously taught him the gestured honorific, Riker feeling it to be important in some way. Vaughn smiled, giving Riker a pleasant nod even as those around them went silent, giving the pair space. Honor to you, swordsman, said Vaughn. The honor is to you, Sword Master Vaughn, said Riker, and Vaughn laughed. Not quite yet, but close. Thank you, kid. What's your name? Riker, sir. Vaughn pat Riker on the shoulder and gestured toward the nearby stage. Shall we? Riker nodded, and Vaughn seemed surprised when he stepped toward the stage. Riker ignored the whispers. The chatter was too much to make out anything distinctive beyond the curses of idiocy in his direction. The two entered the stage, and Riker spoke up, doing as he had in the past to get Vaughn to open up and offer the body bag training to him. I'm not too skilled, honestly. I was truly wanting to find out how much I've grown in recent days, and then work on my defense with you, if that is okay? Vaughn shrugged. Sounds like fun. Don't know what I've done to gain your ire, young Master Riker, but hopefully a friendly duel will bring us both back into each other's good graces. Riker's eyes narrowed, but he smiled. I will be forever indebted to you, Vaughn. For this I know to be true. Now let's see how much more I must grow before I can go and stand with them, said Riker, gesturing to the 6 gathered in the distance that stood talking with kindling elder. Ah, I see, that is an admirable goal, but a very high peak if I'm being honest, young master. My brother is a wielder of magic and a prominent sword fighter, and still would not cross paths with any who stand over there. He smirked at Vaughn, looked toward Dane, who in that moment locked gazes across the distance. Me either, not yet at least. Riker returned his focus to the practice at hand, and turned away from those beyond his current skill, and back toward a battle. Ah, I see, that is an admirable goal, but a very high peak if I'm being honest, young master. My brother is a wielder of magic and a prominent sword fighter, and still would not cross paths with any who stand over there. He smirked at Vaughn, looked toward Dane, who in that moment locked gazes across the distance. Me either, not yet at least.
Speech on me, but I've dope. Is that a kidnapping or are you oh, have it right or loop thanks, lady. You're the day right to give new line. Honor to you, swordsman, said Vaughn. New line. Riker ignored the whispers. New line.
about.
I will be much more. I must grow before I can go and stand with gathered new line. Ah, I see. Masked new line. He smirked at Vaughn, looked toward Dane, who in that moment locked gazes across. Who? Dane toward looked. Vaughn at looked toward Dane, who in that moment locked gazes across. Page 3, Podiacris. T8 with R-Y-K-E-R. Rycaricris. Across the distance. Save. Speech muted.
Riker returned his focus to the practice at hand and turned away from those beyond his current skill and back toward a battle he knew he wasn't ready for even yet. "Ready when you are, sir," said Riker, bowing at the waist. The bow was returned and their stances were taken.
Speech bot meet new Riker his current skill and back toward a battle he knew he wasn't ready for even yet. New line, new line. Yet. Even, paid, yet. Period. Yet, period. Space. Riker returned his focus to the practice at hand and turned away from those beyond his current skill and back toward a battle he knew he wasn't ready for even yet. Space, period. Yet, with a much E D E P R A 6 E D practice R far period. Save. Speech muted.
He took a deep breath and let his soul's energy leak into his frame, Riker trying to mix his physical, magical, and spiritual resources to give him the edge he hoped would let him last for more than a few exchanges with Vaughn. He exhaled, and Vaughn charged. Riker sucked in air, bracing for what he knew was to come. At this point for Riker, his problem wasn't seeing an attack. His problem was the capabilities of his body and mind. His gaze chilled and crackling sparks of darkness began to outline his irises. Riker felt his heartbeat increase and heard a soft thunderclap in the distance. The point of the training sword was already dipping toward his solar plexus. The stun had been the young man's opener for as many times as they'd done this duel, yet Riker couldn't dodge it yet, or hadn't been able to thus far. For the first time, Riker's anticipation of the maneuver made his body move even before Vaughn began to. He let one hand free of the training weapon and raised his cupped palm, sweeping his arm out in a curve, while he too twisted his shoulder away from the weapon he parried. Thrust. The opportunity was there, and Riker felt the bubbling storm with incensed vibrations rushing down the length of his arm as his left hand propelled the wooden instrument forward. Vaughn blurred, knocking the weapon aside, only for Riker to cleave without hesitation, spinning completely, his back turned long enough for Vaughn to react. Riker felt the sword he knew was aimed at his back as for the first time since they'd begun to duel. Riker made his trainer use his aura. The pressure that came from his weapon made Riker feel as if a sharpened knife was inches from his spine. Yet Riker simply continued to spin, raising his own training sword in a blind sweep behind his own back, knocking his opponent's lunging stab up and away from himself. Riker's arm sparked, and as he came to face Vaughn once more, his own thrust flickered with blackened lightning that was tinged in an icy blue gold. Vaughn's smile deepened, and his own offensive began. You wanted this, kid. The two entered a dance of blades, Riker's only objective to dodge, only attacking in an effort to help himself dodge, block, or parry, with a flair for acrobatics that Riker never knew he'd had a talent for. It could be the result of his soul filling him with vitality, but the word upside down meant nothing to Riker's current body. He dove backward to dodge a swipe, landed in a handspring, kipped up over another slash aimed at his hands, again crouching once he landed to pick up the sword he'd left on the ground to jump up unhindered. Even his sword's retrieval had been a dodge, Riker rolling backward and onto his feet before he charged again. This was all while Vaughn directed the flow of combat entirely, picking apart Riker's every movement. There was no attack that even came close to striking Vaughn, and yet the young man was beginning to sweat as Riker's body began to emit a soft steam, the sound of thunder booming as the pair artfully spun through one another's attacks. Riker felt his body was coming to its limit. He'd pushed himself beyond what his body was capable of, especially while channeling unrefined divinity. He knew their next exchange would be their last, Riker wishing his limits didn't exist as he saw something in Vaughn's eyes. A glinting steel that made Riker's soul thrum to face. Yet before Riker could close the distance once more, he exploded into a cloud of storming, unrefined divinity and woke up in his bed before he promptly turned and puked everywhere. Black sludge poured from his mouth like a fountain of sludge turned on full blast. He gagged, feeling the tar-like material come out of his mouth, his nostril.
Speech about there's his new he come a kid new the could made his he art new the vox new line yet Riker simply continued to spin. Right, you it could new he back new this every new what new yes new here new dot new or if it was less and his new line. Riker, you fucking idiot. Riker, you fucking idiot. New line to his own shock, and was forced not to look around. Knowing that Lester attended the event, new line, storm and unrefined divinity. Yet new line. He saw something. Yep, everywhere. New line. He gagged, feeling the tar-like material come out of his mouth. His knock. New line. Everywhere. Black sludge poured from his mouth like a fountain of sludge turned on sludge. Black sludge poured from his mouth like a fountain of sludge. HDS space of MUD. Mud. Save.
And even his ears and eyes.
Speechify has new window. Speech muted.
Spitting it onto the floor, suddenly feeling as if he was dying, only to die and sit up in bed again, starting the puking process all over again, having less and less unrefined divinity running through his body, or if it was less and less of the tar-like substance. Finally, Riker woke up and felt
speech unmuted.
Amazing. Better than he ever...
Bought a new line. He died. New line. He died a handful more times, each time coming with less and less vomit. Couldn't tell if it was a result of having less and less unrefined divinity running through his body. Running. Pit through his body. Comma. Two. E. Cause. The. E. X. P. Expulsion. The. Material. Material, comma. Or if it was less of the tar. Like substance. Finally. Page substance. Page 5 question mark. E. Substance. T. Left. He died a handful more times, each time coming with less and less vomit, which Riker couldn't tell if was a result of having less and less unrefined divinity running through his body to cause the expulsion of the black material, or if it was less and less of the tar-like substance left. Left. Within. Him. Space. Him. 4. 8. 2. Vomit period. With like talk it if or material black the caught spot hit through run divinity unrefined pay divinity run through his body. Y body with A D E T H. He died a handful more times, each time coming with less and less vomit, which Riker couldn't tell if was a result of having less and less unrefined divinity running through his body with each death to cause the expulsion of the black material, or if it was less and less of the tar-like substance left within him for him to vomit. Death. 2. Cause. The expulsion of the black material. Comma. Body. Body space. Body. Body. O. Body. I. Body. S. Body. L. Body. U. Body. P. Body. X. Body. E. Body space. Body. E. Body. H. Body. T. Body space. Selected. Body. E. Body. S. Body. U. Body. A. Body. C. Body space. Selected. Body. Body. T. Body space. Select. Body space. Unselected. Selection replaced bodybit. He died a handful more times, each time coming with less and less vomit, which Riker couldn't tell if was a result of having less and less unrefined divinity running through his bod to cause the expulsion of the black material. D. Y. Body. Page 5 body, he died a handful more times. Eat die. Body, he died a handful more times, each time coming with less and less vomit, which Riker couldn't tell if was a result of having less and less unrefined divinity running through his boat to cause the expulsion of the black material, or if it was less and less of the tar-like substance left within him for him to vomit. D-Y. Body. He died a handful more times, each time coming with less and less vomit, which Riker couldn't tell if was a result of having less and less unrefined divinity running through his body to cause the expulsion of the black material, or if it was less and less of the tar-like substance left within him for him to vomit. Cause the expulsion within him. New line. Finally, Riker woke up and felt absolutely amazing, better than he ever had before in his entire life. New line. He was so lost in the feeling that he found himself arriving at the awakening ceremony, to his own shock, and was forced not to look around, knowing that Lester attended the event. New line. Riker, you fucking idiot. Save.
Okay.
Body, page 1 of 5. Edit text, content select, end of text body, Riker, Google, Streamlabs, Finder, Safari, Pocket Studio, write stories for the world, draft 01, selected, item choose, 7 items, contract, home icon, home, menu icon, improve, earn icon, track progress, arrow, right, draft 0, bin, add new app, creating. You are currently on a button. This item is dimmed. Pages, but Riker, you new to him. He was so lost. Bod 24, a schedule. Bod a new question mark. E-L-L-E. Act Safari, close notifications. Button, go back. Button, tab overview. Go untitled preview. Untitled episode. But no action. Enter episode title. Let it A space A-E-D-U-E. Misspelled scheduler. A scheduler. Enter episode. A misspelled A space S-H. 4 A-E-D-U-A-E. Schedule. A 10/ question mark. A schedule. Preview. Version history. More option. Publish. Button. Zoom level. Text editor. Text entry area. Write your story here. Write at least 1,000 words to page. L. You are 24. 2. You are new line. New line. Tab. Riker found himself pacing. And in Zoom publish. More option. Publish. Button. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press Control,
like
Option,
30,
Space.
Sorry, I had to get that episode out today. But I'm actually gonna go back to where I was editing, which was, I want to say, like chapter 7.
Notifications main and notification end of published chapter web dialog published chapter web dialog published schedule for later button publish now button. You are currently on Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Logo, but navigation, home icon, menu icon, improve, earn icon, end of, back to master of name, main, link, deathwit, live, share book, link, edit book, delete book, total work, 39.7K. You are currently
I'm at 39.7 thousand of the 50,000 I need to have my work reviewed. So why I'm going back and doing all this editing is to pretty much make it so that by the time that review comes, I have the best possible content out for me. So I'm gonna keep doing my thing, y'all. Because realistically, what I might end up doing is there's this link that Pocket FM put out where you can like construct a trailer using an.
I'm excited. Am I the first person on your board that actually you hold in? This is nice. My girlfriend won.
Congrats.
Her team beat the reigning champs. They knocked out 4 teams.
What were you guys playing again?
Valorant.
Oh wow. No, that's why she run.
Yeah,
No, she's a goon at Valorant. I thought maybe you guys were playing like Deadlock or something.
Oh no. Fuck, that was death.
Yeah. Oh, I am live, by the way.
Oh, let me leave you alone then.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, my eyes hurt.
Tell her I said congratulations.
Okay.
My son and his friends host this gaming tournament, and his girlfriend sweeped it. So, yeah. If I would have known it was Valorant, I probably would have like tried to bet on her or something.
39.7K. Pages. Pages. 24. Beginning of text close. Body. Page. New line. Elizabeth shook her head. End of text. Body.
Okay. Ooh. Wait, did I do 6 already? I don't think I did 6.
Safari. Google Chrome. Streamlabs. Finder. Streamlabs desk. Now in. Death Wish. Window. 7. The tray. 6. Pages. Body. Page 1 of 4. Edit text. Insertion at beginning of word. Body 6. 6. Selected body 6. Copy. Act Finder. Safari. Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Window. 39. Item chooser menu. You are currently at Chapter 6 pissed off. Chapter 6 pissed off and ready to rumble. You are currently in a main. Pocket Studio. Right, go back. But Chapter 6 pissed off. Episode circle tick. Last updated 17 days ago. Preview. Version more option. Edit. Dimmed. You are edit. Dim. Main. Find and replace 1,333 words. Text editor. Group.
Oh wait, no. She already had this one pulled up for me. So yes, I did do this one. That's why I can't edit it now. Coolio.
Word 1,000. Find and replace. Find what word. Text editor. More preview. Chapter 6 pissed off. Go back. Button. You are currently
okay. So
pages. Body. So Finder 7. The trade. Pages document.
Betrayal.
Body. Page 1 of.
Yeah.
Body 7. The trade.
Oh,
Unselected.
the trade. Ooh, the trade. Ooh. This is where stuff starts to get fun for me in this series, is because realistically, right now, where Riker is in the storyline, I don't know what me as a writer wants him to be. Like, I have him, for anybody who is following the story on Pocket FM, I have him pretty much exploring every aspect of the city, section by section. That's what I'm going to do, is just have him going from the outer halos to the innermost halos, learning all the secrets he can throughout his entire city. And that's what much of the series is going to be about, because we're on this massive continental city that's flying through the air. So, and this actually is the location for another one of my series that I wrote a long time ago. It's called Rise of the Fourthborn. If you check out my website, you'll actually see the graphics for that book. It is the mother to Arson Omni, Elizabeth Carter. Yeah, so not the same Elizabeth in this series too, by the way. Yeah, but a namesake for sure.
Beginning of new line. Hello, Lester, said the mayor, approaching the mercenary with a group of local officials. At the man's back, misspelled Riker took the group in and immediately wanted to.
So, literally today, I learned that I have been spelling my main character's name literally wrong the entire time.
Riker, content selected. Search text field. Riker, content Riker, R. Riker,
so I've been
content
doing the
select
find and replace form all day.
Riker, replace all, but previous button. Now in, save.
So
Actions available.
That's been fun.
Format text quickly by voiceover jumping to the format.
But yeah.
You are currently on a text area.
I don't have it changed, and I think I want to say like the first couple ones, maybe episodes 1 and 2, because I figured out how to spell it when editing the 3rd episode this morning. So because it's under review, I still can't go back and change the first 2. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Footer, Group. Body. Paid. In edit. Beginning of new line. Hello, Lester, said the mayor, approaching the mercenary with a group of local officials. Act body at the man's back. Riker took the group in and immediately wanted to run, but felt Lester's hand land on his shoulder just as he responded. New line. Hello, Mayor Holy Hand. How are you on such a day of celebration? New line. Riker blinked, peeking up at the man behind him, wondering if he'd been replaced by some sort of body-stealing demon? New line. Guess people are just really nicer to those in power, huh? New line. I'm fine, my good man. It seems you have already started in the fun. I'm sure he will get you a pretty coin or two, right? Said Mayor Holy Hand, gesturing toward Riker. Again, Riker peeked at Lester, the man laughing as he shook his head. New line. No, sir. I'm giving this one a chance to help me chase down the rats. He'll be able to get into places that I... New line. The mayor's face went slack. The pressure that flooded the area was strong enough that, for but an instant, Riker thought he may pass out, and then the man bursted into laughter. The tension easing in an instant. New line. What was that? Was that the mayor's mana? New line. I see, that new line. New line, question mark. Question mark. Mana question, new tab. All. Around. Riker. Seemed, seemed. Affected, with the exception. Lester, space. Lester, space. Show signs. Discomfort, space. Discomfort, men, women, who, made, distance, space, distance, while, Lester, continued, hold, Riker, place period, new line. Save, body, I see, that should be fun. What will you do when you have found all the runners? New line, Lester tapped his temple. New line, I'll have to think about that one. If he makes me enough, I might pay his toll for the cycle. Give him another chance next year. You know many gain it after the age of maturity. New line. New, right double quotation mark, period. I'll have to think about that one. If he makes me enough, I might pay his toll for the cycle. Give him another chance next year. You know many gain it after the age mature of age. The, after, it. Page 1 T-I. A-C, access, T-M. System, after, the, A, maturity, right double period. Other, S. Realms, save, bought a new line. Mayor Holy Hand looked truly contemplative and gave a thoughtful nod before looking to Riker. New line, you're lucky, Riker. This isn't an option often afforded to many, if not any at all. Take this seriously, and you may end up a tone wielder next cycle. New line, you probably just need another sacrifice, you old dirty low-down mother. New line, respond to your betters when they are speaking to you, boy, said Lester, tightening his grip on Riker's shoulder. New line, page 2 body owl. Yes, sir. Sorry, just deep in my thoughts. Don't exactly know what Lester is wanting me to do. New line, the mayor glanced at Lester with a smile before his gaze fell heavily back to meet Riker's own. New line, the cleanup, my boy. The cleanup, said the man before patting Riker on his shoulder. Lester on the arm, before he stepped back to his party, and joined step, he, on. Lester, page, his, on. Riker, page, on his shoulder. Lester, page 2 body, N, D, T, N, then, Lester, on the arm, before. The cleanup, my boy. The cleanup, said the man before patting Riker on his shoulder, and then Lester on the arm, before he stepped back to his party and joined in on the bidding going on for the men and women being sold. Save, but it going on for the men and being women and paid women pay n men pay n DNA space men comma women comma D R E N children space being sold new line save body come new line come along new line. You gonna tell me exact climb into attics or something new line? You're going to be doing whatever in the maiden's name I tells ya to do, got me? New line. Riker nodded, not trusting himself to speak without getting himself slapped. New line. Slapped. Page 2 period. Or E. Worse. Period. New line. That doesn't tell me a damn thing, old man. New line. New line. New line. Tab. N-O-T. Not. E. Like. A-A-O-D. What? Really? E-R. Fear. Y-A-G. Anything. T-A. This. G. What guy? C-A-K-D-O. Do. T-O. M-E. Me. Space. Me question mark. Space. M-A-Y-E. Maybe. E-X. C-P-T. Except. R-E. Torture E-T. Page 2 doesn't. Pay but that. Torture. Page 2 body torture. But that. T-A-A-T. T. T. Maybe except torture. But that doesn't tell me a damn thing, old man. That. But. Page 2 body bit. R-E-G-A-R-D-E-A. Regardless, comma. Space. Maybe except torture, but regardless. That doesn't tell me a damn thing, old man. New line. Man, old, thing, damned. Page 2 body damned. Thing, old man. New line. Lester pulled him away and toward parts of the Bronx that Riker would never go. Places as rundown as where Riker now stood were only meant for 2 types of people, drug abusers and murderers. New line. The smell was distinct. The dirt climbed walls to create spores and mold that lived within seemed to be various types of sick. The smell was distinct. The dirt climbed walls to create spores and mold, while everyone that lived within seemed to be various types of sick. New line. Riker jumped aside as a beggar shook a cup at Lester as they passed. A large globule, a phlegm flying free of the man's mouth, landed. New line. Come on, really? New line. Riker spat back in the man's direction. A pea-sized splatter coming nowhere near to the dirty toothless vagrant. The man barked a laugh at Riker's pitiful attempt, and to Riker's surprise, Lester flipped the man a bronze coin. New line. Hells, I'd love a few coins. It'd be Riker, watching the coin spin into the man's cup and look around that Riker wasn't even sure he heard the coin hit the bottom of the cup. New line. So where are we going? New line. Lester pointed toward a series of hole-ridden homes in the distance, and even before the man could drop his hand back to his side, Riker saw why. Seen scurrying off from the windows on each floor at Lester's point. New line. Should we have come this way? New line. Lester shook his head. New line. Page 3 bada bean. It would have been better to come from the rooftops, but the way up would have been too wild a climb for your first time, trust me. Too wild a climb for your first. New line. Not even the alleyway would have been better asked, right path much closer to their target destination. New line. I'm glad you're smart enough to realize that we don't want to alert scouts in these types of situations, but tell me, can you give me a benefit of coming from an obvious direction like the front or back door, like new line. The front or back door, like we are now, I mean, for instance. New line. Riker thought as they strode up the steps to the first home, the large corner. Brownstone, a picture of delicate and ancient living, only visibly dilapidated from the exterior. Roof on new line. For a brief moment, Riker wished he had his own home, one just like the one in front of him. Excluding its clear deficiencies to stop rain, it wouldn't be the worst place to sleep at night. New line. Lester kicked in the front door, and new line. New line. Period. New tab. S-O-W-A-T. What? Space. What comes? E. Which at. Just. Oh. In. Gonna. In. Can't knock. Space. Not question mark. New line. Lester kicked in the front door and strode inside to reveal an overloaded Foster Homes. and strode inside to reveal an overloaded Foster Holmes, worth of views darting in different directions, worn across his face in utter shock. New line. Utter. Riker's shock at how many kids were inside was worn across his face in utter shock. Across, worn. Riker's shock at how many kids were inside was worn across, page, worn. Across his face in utter shock. Space, across. Space. R-C-A. Space, worn. W. Space, was. Riker's shock at how many kids were inside was. Space. Instantly. P-A-T-E-D. Plastered. Space. Plastered. Like thick. Across. His. Features period. New line. I'll give you the answer, kid. You limit the exits. New line. Lester smoothly walked further into the room, straight toward a table in which he sharply kicked across the large open space of the first floor. New line. The table soared through the air. Lester smoothly walked further into the room, straight toward a table in which he sharply kicked across the large open space of the kicked across table. Page 3 bought a table. In which page in space period. Page 3 body. Lester smoothly walked further into the room, straight toward a table in which he period tabling in pay table toward straight room the into further. Lester smoothly walked further into the room, straight toward a table in which he sharply kicked across the large further into the room, straight toward a table period. Space space incredibly space incredibly sturdy space page incredibly and page 3 body in space a surprising incredibly sturdy in which he table page toward straight toward table surprising surprising page 3 y incredibly sturdy in page sturdy page sturdy table comma in which a surprisingly incredibly sturdy table in which he sharply kicked across the large open space of the first floor, which in in say Bodinu. The table soared through the air, landing upright to slap flat against the open doorway that led into the kitchen, the table landing with its forelegs pointed outward like a spear wall. New line. 3 children were taken out in one instant. The table soared through the air, landing upright to slap flat against the open doorway. Through. Table, the floor, the open, the across, kick, sharp, he, wit, in, table, in which he sharp, the table soared through the air, that led, that door open, the again flat, to upper, land, air, the air, landing, upright, landing, air, page, landing, upright, 2, slap, page 2, upright, landing, page, upright, page 3 body landing, page upright, page landing, air, page 3 body air, landing, L space comma, Y, page 3 body. The table soared through the air, impossibly upright to slap flat against the open door, space, upright. Comma. 2. Slap. P-A-S-O-T-P-P-I-N-G. Page 3 body. The table soared through the air, impossibly upright, slapping flat against the open doorway that lead into the kitchen. The table landing with its forelegs pointed outward like a spear wall, slapping. Doorway, spear, new line, save. Body 3 children were taken out in one instant, their momentum causing havoc. New line. The first, the tallest of the bunch, ran face first into one of the legs as the second two smashed into one another as their exit was taken from them faster than they could react. New line. Lester dashed across the room in a blink and misspelled hog tied the larger boy before tying the tied misspelled hog. Page 3 bottom misspelled hog. Bottom space G. Page 3 body. Lester dashed across the room in a blink and hog-tied the larger boy. T-I-E-D. One suggested correction. Bottom space misspelled D. One hog-tied. Suggested correction 1 of 2. H-T-N-N-O-R-M-A-L-O-T-N-N-O-R-M. But the 12 girls together before they Lester dashed across hog-tied. Page 3 body hog-tied. One suggests E-I-T-G-O-H-A-O-G-T-I-E-D. Hog-tied. Space. Page 3 body. Lester dashed across the room in a blink and hog-tied the larger boy before tying the 2 girls together before they could rise to their feet. The larger boy before tying the 2 girls together before they could rise to their feet. Left double quotation. Son of a bitch. Come on, Lester. I can't do it, man. Lady Vaughn has wanted to buy me. Me. Paid since. Me buy. 2. Paid by. 2. Wanted. Has. Vaughn. Page 3 body Vaughn. N-H-E-A-V. Space. Lady. S-I-N-D-E-R. Cinder. Since I was freaking 7-man. New line. Riker's eyes drifted toward the window on the southern side of the home. A young man could be seen there panicking. The window he tried to open proving to be completely unable to be moved a single inch. New line. I know, buddy. You're gonna make me a lot of money. And probably Lady Vaughn that. Probably. Lady Vaughn. N-H-E-A-V-C-I-N-D-E-R. Cinder. That much. New line. Save.
Yep.
Finder 7. 0.1 Riker 0.2 Death Wish character list. Pages document. Body. End of text body. Hold the title of draft period. New line. Actions available. Format body. A D Y Lady. I N D E R Cinder. L I A T T A light touch. Hyphen space O W E R owner. The N I T I E entire. R E D red. Light A R T R quarter. I N the B R N E bronze. Halo N Bronx space Bronx period. Save. Cloak. Now in. Sev body. The fuck is wrong with this damn window? At body new line. I nailed it shut yesterday when you were all away. Body. Page 4 of 6. Edit text. He had LL this planned. Action body new line. Footer. Body. Footer. Body. And he had LL this. Page 4 body. He had LL this planned. Planned? Page 4 body. The. Plan this. LL. A. Page 4 body. He had all this planned. All this planned. New line. The thought made Riker rethink just how devious the happily laughing man could be. Cap. Save. Body deviousness that Riker couldn't help but wonder if he would need to learn from and emulate to survive. New line. The young man looked back at Lester, sighing before he tried exactly what Riker had earlier that day. New line. Run, said the young man in a yell as he threw his best punch. Punch to Riker's own, but Lester did dodge by swatting the young man's hand aside. From the drapes beside the tall windows ran 4 or 5 children. Riker lost count as other children hit. Run, said the young man in a yell as he threw his best punch. An equally terrible punch to Riker's own, But Lester did dodge by swatting the young man's hand aside. Girl punched to Riker's the from aside. Pay man young the swatting by dodge. Page 4 bought a dodge. An equally terrible punch to Riker's own. But Lester did dodge by swatting the young man's hand space dodge. G-T just A-S. A-S-I-Y. Easily by swatting the young man's hand aside. Other children hidden in other parts. Save. Body holes. New line. Lester became a blur and Riker's eyes couldn't track him, nor the many moving bodies within the room. New line. Is this really happening? New line. Riker couldn't believe his eyes as a section of the floor rose up from the ground, and two young women rose to their feet and rushed forward, racing toward a window just beside. Two young and ground. And two young women rose to their feet and rushed. D-E-A-U-R-D-N-A-R-E-A-N-G. Riker couldn't believe his eyes as a section of the floor rose up from the ground, and two young women rose to their feet, rushing forward, racing toward a window just beside Riker. Rushing. New line. Yo, are they really about to? New line. The two girls dove forward, using the flooring like a battering ram, diving through the window as if to escape a grenade. Grenade. A. Escape. 2. If. S. Space. S. S. A. The two girls dove forward, using the flooring like a battering ram, diving through the window as if to escape a grenade. At save. Bought a new line. Man, I was really bloody hoping to save the mana. New line. Lester cursed, and to Riker's utter shock the girls froze in the air, each and every of glass slowing to a new line. The scene before Riker an impossibility as he watched the glass seem to pull the flooring and the girls backward through the air. New line. Riker watched as the girls were slung backward, the window fixing itself to a perfect, dirty solidity it had exuded before the collision. Riker watched as the girl Riker what at the girl warps back the wind fix itself to a perfect page 4A T A E the perfect page 4 by E same. Riker watched as the girls were slung backward, the window fixing itself to the same ever. New line. Collision. The before exit had it in. Riker watched as the girls were slung backward, the window fixing itself to the same perfect and dirty solidity it had exuded before the effect of screaming in again in not a at inch wasting e rope comma tying the pair not tying A-N-D-N. Tying the two together. New to A-N-D-N. Tying the two together. New to I-N. I-N. A-I. New line. Save. A-I. New line. Save. Body in that moment, Riker's eyes drifted toward the boy. Notice he hadn't, and two lay asleep all around, none of which Riker had actually seen be struck. Yet new line. Story. Yet their blackening eyes and bruising faces told a different story. New line. I would have never gotten away from this monster. New line. He looked back to Lester, combing the room, and trying to make sense of why some were being tied up looked compared to their unbound counterparts. New line. Damn, I think he broke that girl's leg. New line. The limb was bent the wrong way, while the black-haired girl with a slimmer figure hadn't a mark on her, practically already tied up with a bow with how thoroughly she'd been wrapped up. New line. Where in the hells are you getting all that rope? New line. Lester laughed before his head snapped up, and he pointed to the opposing side of the room. New line. Don't let him leave. New line. Sorry, Lester. Not this cycle. Maybe the next. New line. Riker turned his head to see a tall boy charging toward him, as why not, like Lester had told Riker when they'd entered. New line. You want me to stop a kid 3 times bigger than... New line. Entered. As why not, like Lester had told Riker when they'd entered. Riker turned his head to see a tall boy charging toward him, as why not, like Lester had told Riker when they'd entered. New line. Period. Entered comma. Space. B-L-O-K, block. T-A-E-The-E-A-T exits, space. Riker turned his head to see a tall boy charging toward him. As why not, like Lester had told Riker when they'd entered, block the exits. Exits. A-N-D-N-Y-U-U-L-U-A-N-E have, E-A-A, less. E-A-A, space, you'll. G-E, give, Y-U-T-A-R-G-E, targets, E-A-S, less, O-P-O-N-S. Options period, new line. You want me to stop a kid 3 times, new line. New period, period. Space. R-Y-K-E-R, Riker, N-O-W, now, E-G, being, T-E, the, O-N-Y, only, D-E-E, defense, B-E-T-E, N, misspelled between, N-E-W-T, T-W-E-E-N, between. Riker now being the only defense between, space, between. R-E-E-D-O-N, freedom, A-D-N, A-E-R-Y, slavery. Youth, space, youth, period. Riker turned his head to see a tall boy charging toward him. As why not, like Lester had told Riker when they'd entered, block the exits, and you'll give your targets less options. Riker now being the only defense between freedom and slavery for the youth. New line. New period, period, period. Youth, comma. Space, R-Y-E-R, Riker, I-N-E-D-I-A-T-E, immediately, U-D-S-E-R-T-A-G, understanding. Space, understanding. E-W-A, was. T-A-E, the, E-T-E-R, better, O-T-O-N, option. Riker now being the only defense between freedom and slavery for the youth, Riker immediately understanding he was the better option. Better, the, what, he, understanding, paid he, what, the, better. Riker now being the only defense between freedom and slavery for the youth, Riker immediately understanding he was the better option. Page 5 body Riker now being the only defense between freedom and slavery for the youth. Riker immediately understanding he better the what he immediate Riker youth. Page 5 body youth. Comma. Youth comma. Riker. R space comma. Youth A-E. He immediately understanding. N-I-D. N-A. T-O-O-D. Understood. He. E-H. T-D-E-M. Him. What? The. Page 5. A-W. The. Better. Option. Space. New line. New space. Space. Over. Having face Lester Y shape form space form period new line. You want me to stop a kid 3 times bigger than me? New line. Riker's gut told him that the young man's face meant it was him or Riker, and he was. Page 5 body Riker's gut told him that the young man's face meant it was him or Riker, and he was going to put his whole body into moving Riker out of the way at any cost. Going to put his new line. Cost any at way the of out Riker moving into body. Page 5 body bots A-R-T heart A-D-L soul comma into. Riker's gut told him that the young man's face meant it was him or Riker, and he was going to put his whole body, heart, and soul into moving Riker out of the way at any cost. New line. In that moment, Riker had to ask himself, was the attempt even worth it? He could try. New line in that. In at way the outright moving into soul. New line in that moment right had to at himself what the A. Page 5 body in that moment Riker had to ask himself, was ta attempt even worth it? Ta. Space. Miss T. A. In. Page 5 body in that moment Riker had to ask himself, was an attempt even worth it? And was. Himself. Page 5, comma, was. Space. A. And. Space. A. Space. Y. Any. Kind. Of. Space. Page 5 body in that moment right. He could try again the next time he died if his skill was what Doom Loop said it was. New line. He didn't want to be a slave trader, nor a mercenary, so why even try and stop someone? He didn't know from staying free. He too wanted to remain free. New line. Riker stepped aside. New line. No kid, what in hell's is you doing? That kid is worth a bag of coins, you idiot. New line. Riker felt good about his decision in that moment, until he heard the young man rushing toward him just as he tried to rush by. Rush, too, tried. Just him. Riker felt good about his decision in that moment, until he heard the young man rushing toward him. Just hit toward, rushing. Page toward. Page rushing. Page 5 GNIASUR space in man UNG laughing space toward him pay toward laughing. Page 5 body line luaging body line space G laughing ASAERN ran toward him. Just him toward page him him speaking EP up just he tried to by save body. Riker felt good about his decision in that moment until he heard the young man laughing as he ran toward him, speaking up just as he tried to rush by. New line. Glad you know what's good for you, kid. New line. Riker had never lived through a moment like this. His mind seized on one single thought, making him feel as if time stopped momentarily. New line. You couldn't have stopped him if you wanted to anyway. Page 6 bought a new line. Then he felt something within him stir, and a new sensation filled him. New line. New period. New line. An energy like the heat of the sun burned in his chest. And he, new line. An energy like the heat of the sun burned in his chest. And he had a new thought. New line. Trip this bitch ass motherfucker. New line. New period. Eat one and eat more. A. Z E N raisin. And then Y H T T I N space anything. E D E P R O. What probably E R ever E done. E P up T O T that P O I T point N A E life life N O A T T E R matter A W how D E F A N T defiant. One more brazen than anything he'd probably ever done up to that point in his life, no matter how defiant. T. Defiant. Defiant. Edge. Against. People. Felt. T-E-F space people that felt to H-A-E-B-A-U-P-E-R-O-R-S superiors space new line new S period new line trip this bitch ass motherfucker new line. Riker stuck his leg out and turned with everything he had, sweeping the young man off his feet and toppling into the doorframe. The young man's face collided with the edge of the door, his speed taking him rolling down the steps. New line. Eat a fat one, you cocky bastard. New line. Lester appeared in the doorway and put his hands on his hips before cursing. New line. Lester, up in the door and put. Pay and doorway. Page and put hit hands. Pay put in doorway. Page 6 bottom doorway. Comma. Door in H flash space. Flash comma. And put hit hand on hit hips before curse left double quotation mark. Pay cursing. Page 6 bottom cursing. Period. Cursing period. New line. New period. Cursing period. Man. Inch crossing. Distance. Fast. That. R. Walk. Riker. Each two D wonder he pattern space spin tested the man space man period new tab you could have stopped space stopped T that GUY I, comma, space, he's faster, D, bloody, arrow, space, arrow, period. New line, damn misspelled I, T we fucked his face up, new line, left up, damn, misspelled I, T, comma, I, T, comma, page 6 body, damn it, we fucked his face up. New line. He then looked over his shoulder and sighed with a shrug, before lifting a thumbs up too. Riker. New line. Good job, kid. Good end of text body. Good job, kid. Save. Body 7. Copy. Finder. Find 1, 2, 1. Pages. Safari. Safari. Link. Main. Death wish. Live. Share. Edit book. Delete book. Total 39.7K. You are currently on
What was this one
Finder.
called? Finder.
Pages. Pages. Body. Page. Beginning of text body 7. Actions available. Body new line. 7. The trade. Safari.
Safari.
Safari. Item chooser menu. Chapter 7. The trade. Chapter 7. The trade. Clickable. You are currently in a main. Go back. Button. Chapter circle tick. Chapter 7. The trade. Lab preview. Version. More edit. Button. You are currently in a main. Go chaps. More update. Main. 2 word. End of. Main. Words. 2,108 words. Text edit. End of. Notification. End of. Text editor. Text entry. Paste. V. 7. New line. New line. Tab. Hello, Lester, said the mayor, approaching the mercenary with a group of local officials at the. You are currently on a text area. Find and update button main. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press notification end of cross save the changes you save and submit. Discard but save and submit button. You are Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Chapter 7. The trade updated successfully. Main. Go back. Chapter episode is under circle tick. Last updated preview. Version hit more option update dim main. Toolbar 2301/5000.
Okay, so we only added 200 words there. That's not like a terrible chunk there. We're closing in on the 40,000 marker. We only have 10,000 words after that for the review. I think if I continue to edit all the way up to about 20. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel you, but I'm doing something right now, dude. Yeah, I know. You'll be okay. As soon as I'm done, I will pet you and brush your mane, Mr. Lion. You're fine, bro. You're okay. But yeah. So yeah, I think if I edit all the way up to 20, I think that's when I started going back over the chapters and like really fine tuning each one before I posted them. So I only got 13 left. I'm at, and I actually think I might have started it a little bit earlier. So I'll figure out when I'll be able to tell when I started to edit them, because they'll be a lot smoother. But even in this one, I know I went back through it and I just caught like that I, comma T for damn it, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. This is great, guys. This is actually great. I actually can't wait to go back through and listen to all the updated chapters to see how much more fluid it is. So, yeah.
Pages. Finder.
Yeah.
Finder 2. 8. Lawless lessons. Pages. Next body. Page 1 of 4. Edit text. Safari. Google Chrome. Streamlabs button. End stream. Live 1 hour. 17 minutes. Group. 3 viewers.
Okay.
You are currently on the text element
guys.
inside.
Editing for a while.
Pages. Body. Page 8. Beginning of text body 8.
Yeah, no. Most of these edits are just because, like, if you go and you listen to the series now with how much I've tweaked things and been working on things, the beginning is going to be a lot smoother. And what that's going to bring me is the retention. So I noticed I have like a huge amount of people who started the series, but then that number fades out. So I don't know if that's like because people saw my new story and they were like, okay, it's a new story, let's check it out. And pretty much it was a little messy, so they didn't like how it heard, like what they were hearing. So I'm hoping now that it does actually stand out a little bit more smoothly, and it gives more of tones to make people excited, because I did add like little details and things to make it a little bit more punchy. But yeah. Sorry guys, I'm trying to decide whether or not if I need to continue editing, maybe take a break, go get some food. I might go walk with my fiance and come back. Who knows what she's gonna want to do, because our daughter just got to Indy, so I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah. No. Let's at least get through 8, because that would mean I would have edited 8 of these today.
Beginning of text body 8. Lawless lessons. Body. Page 6 of 8. Edit text. Insertion at beginning of word.
I do remember editing
8. Body then. He
this
felt
chapter
something within him stir. And a new tab. Riker. Content selected. R. Riker. R. Replace all. But previous. Button. Save. Find the previous match. Next. Button. Now in 8. Lawless body. New thought. Making body set body. New line. Hello, Lester, said the mayor, approaching the mercenary with a group of local officials. New line. 7. The trade.
Oh.
Actions available. Format now in 7. The trade. Window. Body. Close. Body. Paid. Beginning of text body 7.
No,
the trade.
What'd I just do?
Actions available. Format text quickly. Beginning of text bodies close. Now in Untitled 3. New line. You should run my Streamlabs desk pages. Finder. Find 9. 8. Log pages. Beginning. New line. Hello, Lester, said the mayor, approaching the mercenary with a group of local officials. Beginning of text body 7. The trade. Apple menu. Pay. File. New. Save. Duplicate. Rename ellip. Move to ellip. Revert to. Submenu. Revert to. Submenu. Previous save M dash today 9. 31. Closing menu. Beginning of text body 7. Beginning of new line. Hello, Lester, said the mayor, approaching the mercenary with a group of local officials. Beginning of text finder.
This is what's
Streamlabs desktop. Safari. Pocket
what's
Studio.
Great here. You guys
Write
ready
stories for the world. Window. Item chooser menu. On items. Look. No items in. Item chooser. Scroll area. Last updated 16. No items in. Item 2000. Tool. Main. Update. More option. Version. Last up. Circle. Episode. Chapter 7. Go back. Button. You are currently on a button. To item chooser menu. On item go back. Button. You are Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Lawless lessons. Clickable. You are currently on a cell inside of a table. Blank, column to a 4. Plays. Chapter option button. Plays. Blank, column to a title. 4 plays. May 6. Chapter 8. Lawless Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Go back. Chapter 8. Last preview. More edit. Button. You are go chapter last preview. Version hit more option update. Main. Font 1000 words. Text editor. Text entry area. Then in text editor. The next copy. Pages. Pages. 8. Lawless lessons. Window. Beginning of new line. Beginning of text body 7. Body 7. Body. Page 5. New line. Body. Beginning. The next few hours proved interesting. And more beginning of text the next few hours. Beginning of text. New line. Tab. New beginning of text new line. 8. Lawless. Lawless. Lessons. Save.
Like a boss. All right.
Riker, content selected. Riker, content selected. R. Type text R. Riker, content selected. R. Type the text. Replace all. Button. Previous. Button. Save. Now in 8. Footer. Group body. And edit. The next few hours proved interesting.
Yeah. The struggle for a blind one is real. I don't know if anybody just caught what just happened, but I did save over my entire chapter and just had to go back and save it. Or sorry, retrieve it from online. Yeah.
8. Beginning of the next few hours proved interesting and more absurd by the minute. Riker felt he had.
God.
8. Lawless lessons. Selected. Speech muted.
8. Lawless lessons the next few hours proved interesting and more absurd by the minute.
Beginning the next few hours. 8. Lawless lessons. 8. Pierce. L-E-S-L-E-O-N-S. New line. Tab. New line. 8. Save. 8. Lawless lessons. Selected.
8.
Speech muted.
8. Lawless lessons. The next few hours proved interesting and more absurd by the minute. Riker felt he had learned many new things he never believed he would. For instance, as he fanned the flames of the bonfire, Lester started on the first floor using all the scattered furniture in the room as kindling. Riker found himself listening in ways he never had to anyone in his entire life. He felt bad at first hearing the coughing coming from the higher floors, until Lester, of course, began to try and sell him on the brighter side of being a mercenary slave trader. Look, kid, laws are laws. You have to follow the law, and if you don't, people like us get sent out to nab you up, said Lester, pointing at himself, and then back toward Riker, who nodded, leaning away from the growing flames, making sure to keep the top half of the wooden chair he used to buffet the fire clear of the blaze. This is just a part of life. Time moves in circles, they say. And some believe there was even a time without slaves, while I believe that to be a lie told to the everyday man to keep them believing in a happy and healthy nation. Meanwhile, we solve a need. Riker nodded, wondering what the need was. Only for the...
Speech on, 8:36 p.m.
Oh my God.
2. A beat, 0. Set 4. GHI. 6. 2. A beat, 8, 0.
I just realized I am probably not going to be able to get something good
Let me see
to
explicit.
eat if I don't open DoorDash. I don't even know what's
Music
still
recognition. Share button.
open. But
Donato's Pizza button. McAllister's Deli button. Welcome back. Tiffany. McAllister's Deli button.
yeah, we're going with the Calisters. We're just going to Calisters it up.
Customer photos button. Store 7 minute button. Select pickup button. Select button. 7 minutes left to order from this button. Select pickup.
Jesus.
Group escape. 22. Order it again. Quickly add items from your past order. Choose 2. $13.69. Ordered 5+ times. Number. Choose 2. 13. Choose 2. 91%. 234. McAllister's registered menu has so many great items. It's hard making your recommended option. Last ordered on 5/20/26. Button. Half sandwich, bullet harvest chicken salad. Contains pecans. Bullet pickle, bullet cup of soup, bullet cup of chili. Button. Item options reset. Last ordered on 5. Half sandwich, bullet harvest chicken salad. Contains pecans. Bullet pickle, bullet cup of soup, bullet cup of chili. Button. Half sandwich, bullet harvest chicken salad. 5 off. Add to order. $13.69. Button. Choose 2. 91%. Your recommended options. Last ordered on half sandwich, bullet harvest chicken salad. $13.69. Button. Image. Last ordered on 3/29/26. Button. Cup of soup, bullet cup of veggie chili, bullet half salad, bullet garden salad, bullet buttermilk ranch, bullet no cheddar jack cheese. Button. Last ordered cup of soup, bullet cup of veggie chili, bullet half salad, bullet garden salad, bullet buttermilk ranch, bullet no $13.06. Button. Image. Last ordered on 1/1/20. Half sandwich, bullet McAllister's club, bullet pickle, bullet no sharp cheddar cheese, bullet no Swiss cheese, bullet cup of soup, bullet cup of chili. Button. Half sandwich, bullet McAllister's 7 options selected. Add to order. $13.69. Button. Add to order. Choose 2. $13.69. Card information. Choose 2. Card information. Card. Choose 2. Cup of soup. 6 minutes left to order from the store on. Choose 2. McAllister's famous tea. Bag of chips. 2. Go to checkout. $17.17. $14.68 total before taxes. Button. Express. 12 to 22 minutes. Standard. 17 to 20. Schedule ahead. Card summary. McAllister 1 item. Button. 1 time. Choose 2. $13 cup of soup. Payments. Default. Add payment. Save more. Deals and benefits. Checkbox. Switch button. Save $23.80. Upgrade to annual plan. Price summary. Subtotal. Button. $13.69. Estimated tax. But order card estimate $1.17. Delivery fee. Button. Order card delivery fee 49 cents. $0. Service fee. Order card serve $2.90.
Add Raphael Ford HS4BV yo.
Yo, welcome. Yo.
More info. Button.
Sorry, you caught me in the middle of ordering food for myself.
100% of the tip goes to your $3, $4 and other. Button. You're saving. $2. Place order. $22.34. $19.85. Button. Alert. App. Apple Pay. Close. Payment. Confirm with site. Double click to pay. App. Change payment method. Change payment method. Button. Payment method. Cash app card. 4 bullets. 5,706. Button.
Yeah.
Confirm with site button. Apple Pay. Heading.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Speech on. OND mobile. Messages. YT Studio. Liberty FC. Gmail. YouTube. Camera. YouTube. Gmail. Liberty FC. YT Studio. Messages.
That kid could be 1V and it's dark in there.
Oh, is it? Oh, God. I didn't know that my light had been turned off. Sorry, my daughter comes into my room and does whatever she wants.
Cash balance $8.68. Account number ending in 7,700 card. Last 4 digits. 5,706 on card. Cash balance. Green status. Reduce June 1st. Savings. Saving for those Bitcoin. Savings. Saving for those repairs. Savings. $20 and withdraw. Button. Add money. Button. Withdraw. Button. Oh, $0. Withdraw from Ashi. Tap. Withdraw from savings. $20.07. Button. $50. Dip. Button. $1. Button. $10. $20. Button. Selected. Click. Continue. Button. Loading. Confirm. Button. Use the lock button. Double click to continue. Loading. Done. Button. Button. Cash app card. Change payment method. Cash app card. 4 bullets. 5,000. Change payment method. Button. Change payment. Cash app card. 4 bullets. 5,000 set processing. Processing payment. Processing. Done.
Sorry, guys. Oh, I found it. Hold on. Oh, God.
Delivery to 600 reserve load back. Button.
Oh, I done turned it on. Oh my God, I can't find it, guys. I can't find it. Yo, Dominic! I found it. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, we got a light on now. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I had to hurry up and get myself some food ordered because, yeah, that would have sucked. Going to bed with my diabetic butt and not having had any food. All right. So welcome anybody. Oh God, what am I doing?
Speech new line 8. Lawless lessons.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Speech muted.
Answer to come the very next instant. "This," said Lester, picking up a young man with dainty features that stumbled down the stairs in a smoke-induced haze by the back of his neck with one hand.
Oh yeah.
"Pays the bills." Lester threw the boy against the...
Speech, friends scattered to anyone in his entire new line. He felt bad at first hearing the coughing coming from the higher floors, until Lester, of course, began to try and sell him on the brighter side of being a mercenary slave trader. New line. New period. Trader period. Space. H. Which comma? Only. Him. E. Worse. End period. New line. Look, kid. Laws are laws. You have to follow the law. And if you don't, people like us get sent.
Nearest to him, the boy's body bouncing off
Speech
the brick
muted.
before he fell unconscious. Another young woman came down, Lester's head tilting from side to side as he settled his narrowing gaze on her. Riker feeling like he watched a butcher examining a cut of potentially poorly cut beef before she too was bounced from the bricks. Is it bad that this feels like it could be a lot of fun to me? Am I a bad person inside? Riker battled, growing unsure of his desires as he helped burn down a building, the roof above beginning to catch fire. Sections of the roof began to weaken, and Riker split his attention between his work and the roof above after a few burning wood planks came plummeting down only a few feet from where he stood. I mean, there has got to be worse jobs, right, thought Riker, but then Lester continued, and Riker lost hope on finding a more despicable person. No one's special. Certain people have certain needs, and/or tastes either way, said Lester, standing on the hair of the boy with dreadlocks and the girl with long blonde strands with a single foot, shrugging at Riker with a laugh when the pair started to squirm and once again try and flee, only to be swiftly tied together. This is a rare gem, said Lester, moving quickly, vanishing only to step free of a nearby shadow and slapping a child before unseen to Riker in the back of the neck. The boy with pointed ears tied up immediately with yet another rope Riker hadn't seen Lester pull from a pocket nor bag. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed, Lester again and again proved Riker wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent. Lester's voice simply across the room and at a consistent volume as if he hadn't moved an inch the entire time, making Riker feel he was everywhere all at once. I wonder what kind of skills those are. He, too, would like to be able to dash about and pull tools from thin air. Riker then, for the 100th time... The boy with pointed ears tied up immediately with yet another rope Riker hadn't seen Lester pull from a pocket nor bag. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed, Lester again and again proved Riker wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent.
Speech out to nab you up. Only a few feet from where he stood. New line. I mean, there has got to be worse jobs. New line. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed. Lester again. Untraceable. Lester again. N. Again. Proved. D-E-P. S-A-E-D. Page 2 proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed. Lester again and again showed Riker wouldn't be able to see the man.
What's the plot of this story?
The plot of the story is it about a boy named Riker Commonborn. He actually was born in a place called Cloud Lake City, where predominantly their entire city is known for pretty much being filled with slave traders. So what happens as kids, reach a certain age in their society, they have to go through this ceremony that pretty much gives them a book that will give them access to a system. And the system can give them magical abilities or make them better at crafting or a lot of different things. Well, Riker gets an ability called Page Collector. That actually gives him the ability to add pages to his tome from any source. But the stick is he has to actually gain souls to gain the ability to add pages to his tome. Well, Riker isn't, a warrior or the son of a knight or anybody who would ever get to gain souls to be able to increase his power. So he pretty much just sees it as like a cracked system ability where he isn't ever going to be able to thrive. Well, he ends up figuring out that all the nobles in his society are going to pretty much sacrifice him to gain this achievement that makes their lives easier and keeps certain things in their society going the way that they are. He ends up falling to his death, but in the moment right before he dies, a being who is the incarnation of death itself at this point in his life, another once mortal man named Zenith, who is now death himself, takes a page from his own tome that he found across his countless cycles and lifetimes worth of experience and sends it through space, essentially, as Riker is dying, thus gaining the soul, his own soul, a usable soul, to add a page to his own tome. And it pretty much puts him into a time loop where his abilities are able to grow exponentially, because every time he dies, his soul is stitched back into the moment that he woke up the day of the ceremony, thus enriching his body even further with more vitality and all these different things. So, oh, and if you're interested, you can literally listen to this with sound effects and music and all kinds of stuff, because this story is being published on Pocket FM. So it is there. This is why we're actually editing this right now. It's because most of this channel is for like helping writers become, paid writers. May that be through self-publishing, maybe that is through a platform like Pocket FM, which I'm trying to get a contract for right now. I'm about 10,000 words away from the review process for that, and we'll see how that goes. But to ensure that I get the best review, we're actually going back through and editing all of the posted chapters, which is kind of great because it is smoothing the story itself out. So yeah, welcome. Feel free to comment as much as you like. I'm a chatty person, as you can see, but yeah, we're just in here editing, vibing a little bit. I normally put on music and stuff like that for the channel, but I'm exhausted, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm just in here kind of full focused on the words, not having any distractions.
At Face one that's actually super interesting. Almost like a darker and vampiric version of Black Clover with the needing to collect souls to add new pages.
Okay, so I'm a die-hard anime fan, like crazy die-hard anime fan, but I went blind before Black Clover like really popped off. Like a lot of my my friends love Black Clover, and one of my business associates, D So Crazy, he has his own channel. We're creating our own anime right now called Passive Kingdom, and it is semi in the universe that I'm creating, but semi not in the universe I'm creating, because we might do crossovers, because I don't entirely own it. It is a joint project between me and my friend, but yeah, no, I have been taking aspects from the universe I'm creating, and a lot of my inspirations are from animes, cultivation, novels, all kinds of different stuff. Just anything I can really get my hands on that's gonna inspire me to write. I don't want to say like I want to say inspiring scenes, but that's not exactly the right word. Anything that is going to like maybe more exhilarating is the word I'm looking for. Because like sometimes I'll listen to a book and the action scenes, because of how well crafted the slice of life aspects of a story are, will turn my brain off. Like, and I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, grew up on, you know, Bleach and One Piece and all these different animes, but I guess maybe now my brain is like searching out for deeper stories than just I can punch better than this guy. Sorry, this is my cat Saber. He missed me while I was out of town. So he pretty much gets to yell at me like I'm his slave, right? Craziness. I'll be your pet slave here in a second, sir, and I'll brush you. But for now, I do have some work to do. Yeah, I know you can yell at me as much as you want. I'm still gonna have to work, bud. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. See. Yeah. Look, getting yelled at all the time. If not my kids, if not, you know, an employee, my cat. Right? But yeah.
Wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent. Lester's new line. Page 2, new line. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed, Lester again and again showed Riker. Wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed, Lester again and again showed Riker. Wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits.
Personally writing an urban fantasy where a 17-year-old is transported to an alternate America where folklore is real and he has to travel east with a Sasquatch and a vampire.
Oh, okay. I actually have a story about a necromantic vampire who gains abilities by drinking the blood of fellow cultivators. It is on Royal Road. It is called The Life of Aurora
At
Drake
Nissaface 1, it's
Imperial.
heavily inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, fire. I had a lot of friends who watched JoJo's, but I'm going to be honest. JoJo's is flagrant. It's great anime once you get past like, I want to say like season 1, but I only ever saw through my friends the good scenes. Like I couldn't get into it in the beginning, but I also did watch like the first 25 episodes of Kayako Hitman Reborn. I don't know if you like the old school animes, but Hitman Reborn, the first 25 episodes, literally the main character, his clothes explode off his body, and that's how he fights. He has a little flame on top of his head, and he's just running around screaming all over the place. But that 26th episode is so hardcore because he comes into himself. And, like, you see his serious side shine through, and the entire anime kind of transforms. So, I'm not gonna lie, I am semi-interested in going back and watching JoJo's because I've heard great things about the later seasons. And, yeah, listen, because that's all that is another thing that I would like to get into, by the way. I want to create a company that does audio description for anime. So right now I'm blind. I get on Netflix. I want to watch a show. Any Netflix original has audio description. So with that, in between each person talking, like, oh my God, where are you going today? And, it says, Barbara shrugs as her friend asks her questions that she doesn't truly have the answer to, scratching her face as she tries not to have an allergic reaction. Like, it describes everything that's going on. So I want to do the same thing, but for anime. Because, not going to lie, I think that would be so cool to once again be able to watch anime again and enjoy it in the way that I did in the past, because one, I fell behind on Bleach. I never thought Bleach was coming back, and then they did the 1,000-Year War, and that broke my heart. Dragon Ball Z came back with Super. That was crazy for me. Luffy pretty much is becoming a god. I'm missing all of the hardcore updates to One Piece. I would like to, you know, rejoin the community. Some animes are edgy enough, and I shouldn't say edgy enough. Some animes are fire enough that they have their own books, like Solo Leveling. By reading, I'm farther on Solo Leveling than you guys are watching the anime. Like where I am, he's fighting giants that are just slapping around all the S rank people. Like, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. And that's the community that I want to be a part of. To be honest, I love anime to death, but since I'm blind, my only way to create truly is through writing. But what's up?
You still streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, is my food at the door?
I can check. You got food?
I did.
You eat anything?
No. I thought you had already eaten, dude.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing tournament show today. That's why I came in this.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Voice simply across the room, and at a consistent volume as if he hadn't moved it, wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent, proving to have a predominantly untraceable. Wouldn't be. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed. Lester again and again showed Riker wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent.
That's pretty cool. I don't know why they don't do it with the dud already.
I don't know. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I do feel some type of way. Like, a lot of games are becoming more and more blind friendly. So like Diablo, I can play on my PlayStation 3. I don't know if you guys can see PlayStation 3. Wow, my PlayStation 5. I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but I literally have a PlayStation hooked up with no computer. Or no computer, Jesus. You can see how tired I am. With no TV or monitor or anything, because I don't even use one. I can hop on my PlayStation and start playing. I actually did stream a few times on Twitch playing Diablo for blind. So, yeah. But I will be doing on my other channel, or not my other channel, probably maybe on this channel, I'm not really sure, but a little bit of World of Warcraft as like a lit RPG experiment. Like, you know, like, hey, check out you know, me and my friends running around blind, and then like do like a story based off of me and my blind friends playing World of Warcraft. So that might be a little interesting. Other than that though, Nintendo doesn't do anything for the blind. It's so weird. I would think that they would be super blind friendly, especially with how, like, honestly, they've made a lot of the Pokemons blind friendly. I wish that they made them all blind friendly. Like, I wish I could play the newer Pokemon games. Except for the newest one, the way it was described to me is like, it's real Pokemon. Like, you're the trainer, you're running around, your Pokemon is also running around, and you gotta like dodge attacks as the trainer. That's cool. I wish I got to play that. I used to play a crap ton of Minecraft too. I wish that was blind accessible. I don't see how it could ever really be blind accessible, but you know, well, you know, it is what it is.
Page 2 proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed. Lester again and again showed Riker wouldn't be able to see the man move. Able to. A-B wouldn't. Riker. Show again. N. Page again. Show. Riker. Wouldn't. Page 2 wouldn't. T. That. E. He. Page B. Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed. Lester again and again showed Riker that he wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limit.
Damn, you can't add to the order now? No, it's at the door.
Speech on. Your dasher is heading your way with your order.
Yeah.
Order picked up. 6,617. Speech off.
Sorry, dude.
No, you're fine. I was like, I should go ask TJ to get food with me.
Dude, it's like 9 o'clock at night. I did not think that you hadn't eaten yet.
Literally fucking I was up at 6, played to practice commentary with Outlandish and this person I don't know, Gabe. Not Gabe, my Gabe, but Priva. So I did some practice games there, practiced the commentary. That went into 12, which means we streamed for 3 hours.
Nice.
Until 5, into an hour break. But between like the hour break was Lance was leaving, so I spent a little time with her. Walked to McDonald's, realized that I wasn't gonna make it to McDonald's and her be gone. So I ran back trying to get to her before she left, and she left before I could even come back. And so I was like, fuck it, fuck food, and finish off the rest of the stream with Bree, finish off the rest of the stream. Went back immediately into the tournament. Tournament just ended, so no food for me today.
Dude, you're wild. There's nothing in the fridge?
No. Alance ate my leftovers and threw away everything else.
Okay.
Able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent, Lester's.
Yeah.
Proving to have a predominantly untraceable speed, Lester again and again showed Riker that he wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent. Lester's voice simply across the room and at a consistent volume as if Lester bent bent Lester's voice page Lester's space comma period voice. Proving to have a predominantly voice bent Lester's page 2 bent space Lester's voice simply across the room and at a consistent volume as if he hadn't moved at page 2 Lester's voice simply floating from corner space corner Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space across the room and at a consistent volume as if he had space page 2 space across page 2 across space misspelled comma wasn't a Chris. Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and at a consistent volume as if he hadn't moved an inch the entire time. Across the room at page n room page 2 room m n at a page at misspelled uncannily. N.
So
Space uncanny uncannily space Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space as if he wasn't across the room and uncannily a consistent volume as if he hadn't moved uncannily page 2 uncannily somehow uncannily Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space as if he wasn't across the room and somehow uncannily a consistent volume as if he hadn't uncannily page 2 uncannily reaching Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space as if he wasn't across the room and somehow uncannily reaching Riker a consistent volume as if he hadn't moved an inch the entire time. Consistent. Riker, page A. T, consistent. Volume. S. Volumes. Continuity camera. FaceTime call on Tiffany's iPhone.
Hello?
Incoming call from Aaron Live 888.
Hello?
Can I get $10 on Cash App and pay back Thursday when I get paid or Friday if it's necessary?
Yeah, let me look.
Fucking appreciate you.
Alright, bub.
Love you.
Love you too. Give me a second, guys. Gotta check to see if I can send my sonny some cash. Hola.
Show notification on phone. Connected to Tiffany's MacBook Pro. Password field 06 values. Evansville. Current mode app switcher. Continuity camera. Active. Cash app. Active. Swipe up with Cash app.
Set school font. Back button. Stop. Stops. $4.49. Stops. $4. Stops. $4.
Why is this doing this? Come on, bro.
Money. $8. Button. Payment keypad. Button.
Nope.
Amount. $0. 0. Button. A. Button. Request. Button. Pay. Button. Pay.
Yep.
Miriam. Hashtag Dominic Gray. Tiffany Diallo. Dominic Gray. Hashtag Aaron Leonard. Dominic Gray. Hashtag Aaron Leonard. Cat F. Cat Foxtrot. Use the rotary left I. India. First. O. Oscar. Use the rotary left S. Sierra. F. Foxtrot. S. Sierra. D. Delta. Foodie. Q. Quebec. Foodie. Foods. Review. Button. Review. Style it. Button. Pay. $8. Actions available. Dominic G. For food. Style it. Button. Use cash balance. $8. Payments can be canceled once there's a pay. Button. Amount. $8. Submitting input. Loading. Loading. Receipt. Done. 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 Button. 5. Button.
Oh. Where's my camera?
Notes. Reminders. Notes. Double tap to open. App switcher. FaceTime. 24 pages. From Tiffany's MacBook. Pages. From Tiffany's MacBook Pro. Continuity camera. Cash app. Continuity camera. Action.
Continuity camera.
Swipe up to unlock.
Yep. Sorry.
Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reaching Riker at consistent volumes as if he hadn't moved an inch the entire time, as if he, man, comma, hadn't. Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reaching Riker at consistent volumes as if the man hadn't moved an inch the entire time, making page 2 Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow voice simply float wouldn't be able to see the man move when action called for nature's limits to be bent. Lester's, be, bent. Lester's, page 2 Lester's, space, new tab. Room and somehow uncannily reaching Riker, N. Lester's voice simply floating from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reaching Lester's voice simply floating from new line. Lester, voice simply floating. GATAOLF, space, simply EED, seem TO2 Page 2 Lester's voice simply seemed to float from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reaching Riker at consistent volume from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't and somehow uncannily reaching GIED. Lester's voice simply seemed to float from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reached Riker at consistent volumes as if the man hadn't moved an inch the entire time, making Riker feel he was everywhere all at once. Reached. Riker at hadn't moved a new line one at all, everywhere, was, he. HEEHLETER. Lester, was. Lester's voice simply seemed to float from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reached Riker at consistent volumes as if the man hadn't moved an inch the entire time, making Riker feel Lester was everywhere all at once. Make time. Entire the inch and move and it the entire time making. Page 2 making. M space comma. Time period. Lester's voice simply seemed to float from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across Lester voice to from every corner of the space. Comma. Space period. A. As if he wasn't across the room, and somehow uncannily reached Riker. Page if he was the room. M. Room. Period. Space. T-A-E the A-E. T-R-A-D-R traders D-R-D-S. The slave traders' words and somehow uncannily reached Riker. N. Somehow. Wamahow. Page 2 somehow. D-A. The slave traders' words somehow uncannily reached Riker at consistent volumes as if the man hadn't moved an inch the entire time. Volumes as everywhere all out new line, new period. Lester's voice simply seemed to float from every corner of the space, as if he wasn't across the room. The slave traders' words somehow uncannily reached Riker at consistent volumes as if the man hadn't moved an inch the entire time, making Riker feel Lester was everywhere all at once. Moved. Hadn't. Man. Page 2, comma. Hadn't moved an inch the entire time. Everywhere all at once. New line. I wonder what kind of skills those are. Save. New line. He too would like to be able to dash about and pull tools from thin air. Riker then for the 100th time wondered what abandoned skills were left in the crypts below the city, and what he could do to get more souls without drawing attention to himself. New line. The boy with elven features was thrown in a growing pile near to the still-blocked kitchen, Anna. Page 2. The boy with elven features was thrown in a growing pile near to the still-blocked kitchen, and a sound behind Riker caused him to freeze in his place. Near to the sound. New line. Lester was unaffected, smoothly hurdling a couch with one hand, and stepping back to his post. By the staircase, as the newcomer approached, wearing the city's pristine officer's uniform, a lush crimson suit underneath an armored silver and black chest plate of chainmail, a red cross, painted vibrantly on its heart piece. Heart. It's on. Painted cross. Red. Paid cross. R-C. U-N. Sun. A red sun painted vibrantly on its heart piece. Painted vibrantly on its heart piece. Save. New line. Riker knew what guard boots sounded like on any surface from stone to wood, so had known even. Page 2. Riker knew what guard boots sounded like on any surface from stone to wood, so had known even before he'd seen the woman close in on the final step up to the front door. Before he'd seen. He'd known. Had. Would. To. Pay. Would. D. Would. Period. Space. S. So had known even before he'd seen the woman close in on the final step up to the front door. Save. Page 2. Even before he'd seen spreading dangerously close to his improvised. Even the growing fire spreading dangerously close to his improvised fan. Spreading dangerous. New line. Lester nodded at the guard as she entered, and the woman returned his greeting in kind. New line. You know if you burn it down you pay the restoration fees, and rewinding time for any areas. Ain't cheap. New line. Lester scratched the back of his new line. New right double quotation mark. New line. Right double quotation mark. New tab. H. M. H. Tab. W. Wow, comma. D. E. Does. That. It meet. That. What my. O. On. In. On. T. M. E. Time. T. R. A. Inch. Traveling. Skill. N. T. Isn't. A. S. R. A. R. E. Rare. A. S. E. Believe. It. T. O. 2. E. B. Question mark. New tab. Tab. New line. Question mark. B. Question mark. New line. Lester scratched the back of his neck. New line. New question mark. Question mark. E. Becomes a thought. R. Y. E. R. Riker. Space. Riker. Wishing. New. J. Space. New. More. About. What? The. O. R. D. World. O. L. Spell skills. S. Skills. A-D-N. Abilities. T. Truly. Space. Truly. A-E-L-D. Held. Wow, does that mean that my own time-traveling skill isn't as rare as I believe it to be? Thought Riker, wishing he knew more about what the world of skills and abilities truly held. D. Held. Space. Held. W. Within. T. It's. E. V. R. Ever. More. Seemingly endless reaches peer. Wow, does that mean that my own time traveling skill isn't as rare as I believe it to be? Thought Riker, wishing he knew more about what the world of skills and abilities truly held within its ever more seemingly endless reaches. New line. Lester scratched the back of his neck. Save. New line. Yeah, I'll put it out way before then, I promise. Page 3, new line. Riker thought it was all over when he heard the strange sound come from above them, all three. Looking up as the roof caved, a large young man fell through, both screaming and on fire, all three watching as he rolled and rolled until he snuffed out the flames and passed out. Surprised he didn't set those left knocked out below his landing point to kindle with how much. Riker surprised he didn't set those left knocked out below his landing point to kindle with how much burning wood planks rained down from the floor above. Below his land point, let hit out. Page below hit let point 2, kindle. EDNIK space 2. ASMOKING. Smoking. Riker surprised he didn't set those left knocked out below his landing point to a smoking with how much burning wood planks space smoking. BAXZEGNIKOMS space AF softly MOKING smoking AZE. Page 3, Riker surprised he didn't set those left knocked out below his landing point his below page his out not left those set didn't he. Page 3, he EHTAE the YOUNG N. Riker surprised the young man didn't set those left knocked out below his landing point to a softly smoking blaze with how much burning wood planks rained down from the floor above. Man, smoking blaze, new line, period. New line. Riker felt forced to look back at the guard and Lester, who shared a look with the stern gazed. Stern. Page 3, stern. Gazed. D. Page 3, Riker felt forced, space. Officer, and bursted into laughter along. Riker felt forced to look back at the guard and Lester, who shared a look with the stern gaze. Officer, and bursted into laughter alongside die. Hilaire. The. Once. Later. Moment. Late. Once. The. Die down, along laughter, into, bursted, N, officer, gaze, page 3D, officer, and bursted into laughter alongside the woman. Down for the pair, and Riker's shock at the moment came to its crescendo. The guard looked back to Lester, trying to put on her best glare. New line, save, she pointed at him and smirked. New line, you better, Lester, or your little night raids stop in the silvers. Now clean this shit up. Got new line. Lester nodded, chuckling nervously as the woman left. Wait, new line. New right double quotation mark. New tab. NIGHT night. Raids space. Raids comma space. WAT what? TAAW space comma raids slash raids question mark page 3 night raids new tab RYKER Riker space at Rikers G grow at of Q at questions space question space questions MDE made him that moment space however Riker kept silent space silence filing information for future research space research period. New line. Lester nodded, chuckling nervously as the woman left, waving at Riker before trotting off at a new line. Lester nod chuckling nervous as the woman left, waving. At. Riker before. Right at. Waving.
Hey,
Left.
I'm guessing you didn't go get your food.
Page 3 left.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, I do the same thing. So I
Whatever.
understand.
Thank you, dude. Did you get that money?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lester nodded, chuckling nervously as the woman left, waving at Riker before trotting off at a jog. Jog. Lester waving. Page left. Page 3, comma. Left the R-D. Waving. Lester nodded, chuckling nervously as the woman left, the guard waving at Riker before trotting off at a jog. Off at a new line. Hells are you doing, kid? Fan the flames before you suffocate us down here. New line. Riker continued, as did Lester in his explanation. New line. Now this can't. New line. New period. 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 Comma. S-I-F-T-A-the. T-R-U-P-T-N. Interruption. Had. Never. E-D-D. Page 3. Riker continued, as did Lester in his explanation, as if the interruption had never occurred. If s his explanation, comma, as if the new line. Save. Now this can either be incredibly valuable or just worth a week of half-decent meals, said Lester, defending the exit by completely blocking passage from the stairs as a large young man came down with a cloth across his mouth, protecting himself from the smoke far more than any other who'd come prior. New line. The young man raised both his massive arms above his head, clasping his boulder-sized hands like a mallet before he charged Lester, jumping toward the man. New line. If a farmer needs a strong hand, said Lester, just as the youngster came into his range. The spin kick was artful, performed in a way that Riker knew was to give a showcase of his skills, as Lester could without a doubt move far faster than Riker could track, and he knew it. New line. This ends up being a cash cow. New line. The young man was asleep, sliding face first after his smash landing, joining the group of children Lester dubbed middling. New line. Page 4 head. Body. Page 3 of 5. Edit text. Insertion at end of word. Middling. Actions of new line. Page 4 head. Never to be compared to the poultry, thought Riker, Lester's words running through his head like a scar given vicariously through others' trauma that day. Like a scar, more other. New line. Riker kept fanning and more children came, and eventually Riker got a strange notification. His overlay chimed, and he read. New line. Star bling, star. Save. New line. You have reached 2 of 2 souls required for a new page. New line. Riker couldn't help but look straight up, as if he could stare through the ceiling and figure out what could have happened upstairs, and then to Lester, who approached him, raising a hand toward the large fire, with a hiss of magic and a sudden white smoke that made Riker choke even as he moved back. Quickly, hit new line. The room darkened in an instant, now missing the roaring flame in front of him and growing on growing in him, front. Page 4 front. F. Page 4. The room darkened in an instant, now missing the roaring flame in front of him and growing on the ceiling of. Page 4. The room darkened in an instant, now missing the roaring flame in front of him and growing on the ceiling. Front. In. Flame. Page 4. S. In. Page 4 in. T. T. That. A. D. Had. E. N. O. U. R. A. G. Flourishing. D. A. N. G. R. Y. Danger House Lion. In front of him. N. Growing. G-N-I-O-R-G space. N. L-O-N-E-D bloomed. N-O-E-D. Y. Wildly, the room darkened in an instant, now missing the roaring flames that had been flourishing dangerously in front of him and bloomed more wildly on the ceiling. wild more. Bloomed. In him of front of him. M. Him semicolon. N. D. A. O. No. N. H. E. R. Longer. Space. Bloomed. D. E. N. G. More. E. R. N. Space. The room darkened in an instant, now missing the roaring flames that had been flourishing dangerously in front of him, no longer blooming wildly on the ceiling. The burns left new line. The burns left behind utterly wiped away. Dangerously in front of him, no longer blooming wildly on the ceiling. All proof the burns left behind dangerously, the burns left all proof of the fire beyond the burns left behind utterly wiped away. New line. You ready, child? For this next part I'm definitely going to need you, said Riker by the shoulder and pulling him toward the kitchen. Riker expected the man to flick the table aside with telekinesis or magical air, disappointed when he simply swept it aside with his with aside. It swept. Page 4 T-E-W-S. E-D. Riker expected the man to flick the table aside with telekinesis or magical air, disappointed when he simply moved it aside with his hand and pulled Riker into the windowless kitchen. Moved. D-E-O-N space. Simply D-E-P-T. Take the flick to man the expected Riker the man to flick the table aside. E-D-I-A space. Table. A-Y. Riker expected the man to flick the table out of his way with telekinesis or magical air, disappointed when he simply swept it aside with his or magical air, comma. Disappointed? Page 4 air, comma. Air, comma. Comma. Air, comma. Comma. Air, and what, anything. More. E-X. T. Exciting. T. A. And then. T. A. The. Space. Disappointed. When? Disappointed. Page 4 D-E-T. N-I-O-P. P-I-N-T. D-E-T. Disappointment. Space. Riker expected the man to flick the table out of his way with telekinesis or magical air, anything more exciting than the disappointment when he simply swept it aside with his hand and pulled Riker into the windowless kitchen. Disappointment. The disappointment. A-E-T. Heat. T-A-E-H. Space. Disappointment. A-E-T. Felt. Comma. When? Riker expected the man to flick the table out of his way with telekinesis or magical air, anything more exciting than the disappointment he felt when he simply swept it aside with his hand and pulled Riker into the windowless kitchen. With or magical air, comma, air, unsure, what, the, R, cultivator, using, space, using comma, space. Riker expected the man to flick the table out of his way with telekinesis or magical air, unsure what the cultivator was using, anything more exciting than the disappointment he felt, using, page 4, comma, using period, space, W-N-T-G, wanting, anything, more exciting, comma, than, wanting anything more exciting than the disappointment he felt when he simply swept it aside with his hand and pulled Riker into the windowless kitchen. He felt when he E-H-L-E-T-R. Page 4, wanting anything more exciting than the disappointment he felt when Lester simply swept it aside with his hand and pulled Riker into the windowless kitchen. Lester. Save. A new line. Riker's thoughts weren't even able to settle on his soul counter, being raised by 2 from what seemed like nowhere. The darkness around him made his heart race, not knowing if anyone. New line. Aside with his hand and pulled Riker into the windowless kitchen. New line. Riker's thoughts weren't even able to settle on his soul counter, being raised by 2 from what? New line, new period, period. New tab. Wonder. Y. Don't. Cultivators. Yes. Using. Magic. All. Time. Think. About. A question mark. New line. Riker's thoughts weren't even able. Seemed like nowhere. The darkness around him made his heart race, not knowing if anyone could spring free from a hidden section yet explored. Riker not trusting any section of the home, since watching the floor itself rise to uncover 2 fleeing young women. New line. Save. Why no magic? Asked Riker, unable to let the question go, and not wanting to let his mind settle on how the system felt he'd killed not 1 but 2 people. Lester moving through the space's dark expanse with emojis as he responded. New line. Magic is for things beyond the body's own capabilities, unless you have an abundance of mana. New line. I see. Does that mean you don't have a lot of mana? New line. Page 5. Either that, or that is what I need you to. Just as they pushed past an overflowing sink and empty cupboards left open to expose their hollow. Either that, or wait, just at that push past a over sink and empty cupboards. Pay empty. N. Page 5. N. D. N. N. A. A. E. W. Few. Empty. Either that, or that is what I need you to believe. Believe, said Lester, sliding a chair out of their way just as they pushed. Page 5. Either that, or that is what I need you to believe. Believe, said Lester, slide cupboards. Few. Just as they pushed past a body. Page. New line. Left. I see. Does that mean you don't have a new line? Pay either that or that is what I need you to believe, said Lester, sliding. Either that, or that is what I need you to believe. Believe, said Lester, sliding a slight. Lest said, believe too. You need. I need you to believe. Believe. Actions of it. Right double quotation, comma, 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 comma. Page 5. Either that, or that is what I need you to believe, said Lester, sliding a chair out of their way just as they pushed past the overflowing sink. And a few said, Lester, slide out of there. What just at they push past a in overflowing sink, and a few empty cupboards left open to expose their hollow cavities. New line. Inside the area at best was new line. Inside the area at best was a well-lived-in environment, a scattering of food, discarded cups of what looked to be tea maybe, or alcohol. Riker couldn't tell from the pungent twang in the air.
What is it?
A pizza? Oh, they got me the wrong one. Never mind. Never mind, too.
Damn.
It was the best thin crust pizza I've had in like 14 years.
Where'd you order it from?
7-Eleven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really good. 7-Eleven has
That bristled against his nostril. What looked to be...
You said what?
The 7-Eleven has a pizza store next to it now.
Oh, that's fine.
So you get freshly made pizzas. Like more freshly made than freshly made. Like them bitches put them shits in the makes it.
Inside the area at best, new line. Inside the area at best was a well-lived-in environment, a scattering of food, discarded cups of what looked to be tea maybe, or alcohol. Riker couldn't tell from the pungent twang in the air. Air, the, in, twang, pungent. The, from, tell, couldn't. Page 5 couldn't. T, D, U, O, C, E. Inable, unable. I, space. Riker, U, E, unable, space, space, tell. Page 5 to T, O, 2. Riker unable to tell from the pungent twang in the air that tell. Page 2. Page 5, O, T. T, O, 2. Riker unable to tell from the pungent twang tell. From. F. B, Y. Riker unable to tell by the pungent twang in the air that bristled against his nostrils. But save. Bristled against his nose. He choked again, not knowing whether to breathe from his mouth or his nose. New line. Smelling it has to be better than tasting it. New line. Riker only caught sight of the doorway with a set of steps leading downward in the same moment. Lester stepped into the darkest corner of the kitchen, stepping around a circular table far too. Far, table, A, around, stepping, page G-E-T-S. G. Riker only caught sight of the doorway with a set of steps leading downward in the same moment Lester stepped into the darkest corner of the kitchen, moving around a circular table far too large for the space in the middle of the kitchen, topped with a full game of cards left unplayed atop its surface. Riker only caught sight of the doorway leading down in the moment Lester stepped. D-E-P-E-T-S. T-R-O-T-T-E-D. Trotted.
Echo, define trot. Wow. Yep. Literally got used to my Alexa is named Ziggy, and my fiance's is named Echo, so I get used to saying hers and then stop saying mine and then it's just Ziggy, define trot.
As a verb, trot is usually defined as, of a horse, to go at a gait between a walk and a run, in which the legs move in diagonal pairs, but not quite simultaneously, so that when the movement is slow, one foot at least is always on the ground, and when fast, all 4 feet are momentarily off the ground at once. As a noun, trot is usually defined as, the gait of a horse, dog, or other quadruped, when trotting. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for trot.
Enter. Trotted. Page 5. D-E-T-T-R-T. Space. Lester. S-T-R-O-E-D. Riker only caught sight of the doorway with a set of steps leading downward in the same moment Lester strolled into the darkest corner of the kitchen, moving around a circular table far too large for the space in the middle of the kitchen, topped within the dark corner of the kitchen. Moving. A table far too large for the space in the middle of the kitchen. N-E-A-C-T-I-K-A. Area. Riker moving around a circular table far too large for the space in the middle of the area, topped with a full game of topped. With topped area. Page 5 period. Area period. Topped. Page 5 top. Space. New tab. T-A-E. The. E-R-A-E. Surface adopt. A-E. There. Space. T. There. Page 5 the surface they're topped with a full game. T. Page 5 the surface they're topped with a full game of cards left unplayed atop its surface. Top. With a full game of card left unplayed atop its surface. E-C-A-R-U-S space S-T-I space atop P-O-T-A space D unplayed space. Page 5 the surface they're topped with a full game of cards left unplayed. New line. Large for the space in the middle of the area. New line. The. E-A-T. Tab. New line. Period. Area. I-T-S. Its surface. Its surface they're topped with a full game of cards left unplayed. There. E-R-E-H-T. Space. Its surface topped with a full game of cards left unplayed. Unplayed. New line. 3, 4, 5 hands I think. Is there that many left down here? Save. See Lester shake his head. The man now holding a lamp light with a soft blue flickering 3, 4, 5 hands I think. Is there that many left down here? Asked Riker, suddenly able to. See Lester shake his head. The man now holding a lamp light with a soft blue flickering flame that lit the entire large basement all at once. New line. No, not a new line. Period. New tab. What? Yeah, comma. Space. T-E-R-E. There. N-T-A-H. Nothing. Normal. About. T. That. Space. That question mark. space. It's like he has large somewhere C space C question mark. New line. No, not unless they were already down here. A couple darted free of the kitchen as soon as we walked inside the house. New line. New period. 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 Comma. New line. New line. New comma. Period. E. Period. Comma. Comma. Period. House right D8. Lester. Space. Lester pulled Riker to a corner underneath the stairs and pulled a new line. New line. No, new line. Can't see. Yeah, new line. Lit the entire large basement all at once. Beds able to be seen in every direction. New line. Yeah, there ain't nothing normal about that. It's like he has a large bag somewhere that I can't see. New line. No, not unless they were already down here. A couple darted free of the kitchen as soon as we walked inside the house. New line. R. No, not unless it walked inside the house, said Lester. R. Lester, comma, space. T-E-P-P-G, stepping. S-M-O-H-Y-A-T-O-O-M-S, space, stepping. Casually. Into. T-A-E, the. D-A-E-D, darkened. It's basement. A-T, without. A-S-A-E, care. It, world, world, period. New line. Lester pulled Riker, new line. New period, period. Space. R-Y, E-R, Riker. Less. E-A-E-R, eager. T-O-2. T-R-E, cat track. D-E-E-P-R, deeper. Space. R-E-P-E-E-D, space, track. D-E-E-P-R, deeper. It's into E-L-E-A-D-Y-Y, already. A-D, had. T, point, period. New line. Lester pulled Riker to new line, new period, period. New line, tab. S-T-O-P, stop. E-I-N-G, being. F-T, soft. R-Y-E-R, Riker, U, R, your, A. W-E-D-R, wielder, W. Now. Period. New tab. R-Y-E-R, Riker, S-I-F, didn't, E, move, space, move, E-S-E-R, Lester. Glancing. X, back, space, back, comma. Space. Only. Space, only. T, 2. P, U, pull. R, Y-E-R, Riker, I, it's O, enter. T, E, the. R-O-O, room. W-A, with H, magic, space. Magic, period. Space. R-Y. R, Riker. F-U-D-D-N. Suddenly. F-I-N-D-H. Finding. A-I-E. Himself. A-T-A. The. O-T. Bottom. A-T. The. T-E-P. Steps. E-I-D-E. Beside. T-E. The. Man. Space. Man's space. R-Y. E-R, Riker. M-H, moving. A-T, fast. A through. E, the. Air. That. E, double. B. E, barely. E, able. Two. E, L, P, yelp. E, R, E, before. A, E, P. Double, was. Space, was. S. T, H, standing. E-N-A-R-M-E-D, unharmed. Basement. Floor, space, floor, period. New line. Lester pulled Riker to a corner under new line. New period, period. New tab. Left double quotes, on. D, kids, del, E, we, D, N, T, don't, E, D, A, Y. They D said E T R less P S I G placing D hand on R Y K E R at Rikers A D E R shoulder it's E 1 M E more period new line. Lester pulled Riker to a corner underneath the stairs and pulled aside a bed to reveal pulled Riker to A underneath the stairs N pulled D E U P space D N A space S S stairs comma space Y-A-N-K-N-G. Page 5. Lester pulled Riker to a corner underneath the stairs, yanking aside a bed to reveal a hole, just big enough for Riker to fit inside. Yank A. Yanking. Page G-N-I-K-N-A. Y. K-I-N-G. Kicking. Big enough for Riker to fit. Lester pulled Riker. Big enough. New line. Save. He stepped closer, knowing what was expected of him, stopping only to ask Lester one matter. That was beginning to bother Riker. New line. Why are you so familiar with this place? New line. Page 6. Lester turned his head to Riker, then back toward the hole, and then again back toward him. New line. New line. Period. M-I-H-R-Y-K-E-R. Riker. Save. New line. Oh, well, that's simple, said Lester, handing the lantern over to Riker. New line. I used to live here when I was a kid. New line. End of text. New line. I used end of text. New line. Right double quotation. Save. 8. Copy.
Woo!
Safari. Yep. Pocket Studio. Words. Text editor. End of. Find, and more options. Verse preview. Last search chapter 8. Go back. More update. Main. 1,938 words. Text editor. Text entry. The next few hours. Page H. Oh, what up? He's big. More. 8. New line. New tab. The next few hours proved interesting. Find, update, more options. Update button. You are currently on a button.
Woo!
To click this button, press Control.
Yeah, I think that's
Option,
where I'm gonna cut
space.
it today, guys. Yeah, we got probably another 12 episodes to get edited, but let's see how far we go.
Notifications. Main. No, end of. Cross-eye. Save. The changes you recently made. Discard. The changes you save and submit changes. The changes. Save and submit. Button. You Pocket Studio. Bloop. Write stories for Pocket Studio. Write stories for the Pocket Studio. Write. Pocket Studio button notification Pocket Studio right go back chapter 8 episode circle preview version more option update main toolbar 2224/5000 chapter go back main go back button you are currently death lit edit the total word 39.8k
we are 200 away from 40,000 guys. And by the way, this 40,000 literally starts on the first post date of the first episode, where I think it was like, I want to say it's like 3 weeks ago now. Yeah. It's been 21 days. And we put down 40,000 in this one series.
Total plays 167. Total earnings no pattern published 50k words.
Yep.
You are currently on.
I got 10,200 words left. So I'm starting to feel like across the edits for probably the next few chapters we'll get to like 42,000, something like that. Maybe even closer to 45. And then the last 5,000 or so will be new chapters. But here, seriously.
Pages, body, save, close.
This is crazy because
new line, matter. Body. Beginning of new line. 25.
Yeah.
New line.
I already got most of chapter 25 done.
Out of document.
It is-
1075 words.
it's
Document. In
1075
body. Beginning.
words
New
already.
line. New 1. Actions of body 1. 25. New line. 1. 1. Page 2, page 1, and header, group, body, and edit text, page 1, body, new line, new 1, 1, Saving Elizabeth, part 1.
Oh.
Action, body 25, Saving Elizabeth, part 1. Select copy. Selection, replace, tag, back, change, death wish, save, button,
Yeah,
body,
so I'm gonna have to
page
go back
1 of
and
3,
edit
edit
that.
text, body 25. Saving Elizabeth, part 1,
Because this is
selected
like our
body
first,
25.
we're at
Saving
25, and that's like our first real boss fight. So, yeah.
Safari, Finder,
Let me get off
Streamlabs desktop, Streamlabs group, live 1 hour, end stream, button, end, live 2 hours, 42 minutes,
Wow.
and group, 2 viewers,
Okay.
group, 2 group, live 2 hours, 42
We did our
minutes,
things today,
and
guys.
36 seconds.
It's almost a 3-hour
You are
stream.
end stream, button.
But, all right, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming back to another episode of Blind Proofing. We'll be back tomorrow with of Omens and Omnis. I'm thinking we're gonna finish that chapter where we are exploring the skies above Aspire, or at least we're gonna start it. I mean, so yeah.
Live 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 21 seconds.
But-
Group, live end stream, button.
Okay. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate everybody who's been buying the books on Amazon. It means the world to me. I love everybody who's, enjoys endless isekai like I do. I'm gonna start publishing those chapters again soon on Railroad to build more momentum with that series as a whole. And then realistically, I'm gonna continue to just write as much as I want, man. Write as many stories as I want. I feel like that's really just the way that's been giving me a lot of energy and keeping me versatile. And I'm changing up the stories and tracking more information. Just becoming a more capable writer, just with every day. Tune back in for the playlist for everybody who's going to want to be a part of the private playlist for my subscribers that will help with self-publishing, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, come back every day, guys. We got more good stuff coming. I got a lot of cool, exciting things that I'm going to do for the channel over the next 6 months. I think everybody's going to be really excited to see what I got planned. But I'm going to keep you guys in the loop every day. I think I want to start my Let's Chat here soon on Mondays. But we'll see, because my time's going to be very limited in the near future because I'm taking it on another city contract for my vending machine business. But we'll see. Stream every day. Stay dedicated. I hope you guys are writing. I hope you guys are being good to yourselves. I hope you guys are finding inspiration from your writing. From your lives for your writing. I hope people that are around you are supporting your writing and putting good energy and everything that you need to stay enthusiastic about your writing journey in your direction. I hope any other challenges that you're facing in life are melting away because you're finding joy in what you're creating every day. I hope you're really falling in love with this journey for yourself, and that no matter how difficult it gets, that you guys are being good to yourselves each and every day and writing as much as possible. I know it's very therapeutic. I know that it helps us de-stress in ways that people still don't even understand today. Just the creative mind needs to be explored So give yourselves that time, guys. Seriously. Even if it's a little bit, it doesn't have to be 3 hours a day. It literally could just be 30 minutes, guys. Seriously. So, all right. I'm going to go check out my fiance. I love you guys. And